Start saving for your golden years with a Sagicor Lifestyle Approved Retirement Scheme. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock. CVM News at 7 Headlines Thursday. Brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure. Live easy.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, paramilitary intervention required for Horizon Remand Centre Unrest. Mona High closes for a week amidst violent student clashes. And a Westmoreland man fatally stabbed by ex.
Also this evening, JTA to challenge resignation orders. In the business report, real estate boom as a result of new roads. While in sports, Windies women trounce Pakistan in first ODI. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm Stephen McHugh.
And I'm Curlin Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. It's Thursday, April 18, 2024. Correctional officers at the Horizon Remand Centre in Kingston resumed duty sometime after 1 Thursday afternoon. Tempers flared earlier in the day over a salary dispute between them and the government.
Now, things came to a head when visitors with food for the inmates were barred from entering the facility, warranting paramilitary intervention. Here's Renaldo Adams.
Inmates' loved ones are stranded outside the Horizon Adult Remand Centre amid a heated standoff. Correctional officers are striking, leaving families locked out on visitation day, sparking tension.
From morning we come here, but they here from after 8 I will come here and the water say, we will start eating food from now because we're not getting a visit. Because Andrew Oles owe them over 3 years now. And when Andrew Oles appear them, our inmates suffer.
Me I talk with the water them because them deal with my son good. Pay them. Pay them. Them now bottom my son. Pay them Andrew Oles.
And when I come here this morning, I hear say strike. Them want them retracted money and them can't get it. And I come here from 7 o'clock this morning and my food is so upon me.
Them should have tell me yesterday say I bring no food, then just load it up and we bring you food. Them our country where I come from with the food and they not take it. And we never give them no work, so we have to pay them.
Boy, they want them food, man. And by the people them money come out here say, no, if you come give them and then hear this, and you pay them the money, no man. The people, the man, them want them little money.
In a fiery protest, the visitors blocked the road after being denied access to their loved ones in the prison. This prompted a swift response from police and military forces. Deputy Superintendent of Police, Oral Foster, was on the scene and confirmed all visits would be suspended for the day.
Correctional rank and file members. They have been in negotiation with the Finance Ministry regarding their compensation package. Now, a date was set for negotiation on the 10th of April. Unfortunately, that was cancelled and no new date is set for further negotiation. As a result of which, you are unable to have the visits that you're accustomed to, right? Because there's nobody there to facilitate the visit at this time.
Meanwhile, an anonymous correctional officer told our news team he earns $130,000 before taxes monthly. But he laments given the scope of his job responsibilities, he's vigorously advocating for a pay raise.
I mean, make us equal to the police. You do the same exact, every job, every duty you can think of the police officers doing outside. Correctional officers do it beyond the prison walls. It's just that we're not seen. We have to counsel people. We have to mediate conflicts. You understand? We have escort duty, guard duty. We do sentry duty. There are members of correctional services that are a part of the search team. You understand that work alongside police officers to search different various lockups. So correctional officers are doing the work, but we're just not seen. We're not being recognized.
Renaldo Adams, CVM News.
Meanwhile, a battle against swine flu is nearing its end inside the Kingston Central Lock-Up. 2 weeks after the first official diagnosis, the police say efforts by the Health Ministry to mitigate the crisis are paying off. We get the latest from Ramon Gordon.
The swine flu outbreak at the Kingston Central Lock-Up is nearing resolution. CVM News confirmed the development with the head of the police's corporate communications unit, SSP Stephanie Lindsay, Thursday afternoon. Almost 2 weeks ago, at least 6 inmates at the corporate area lockup were diagnosed with the illness, while 20 others exhibited symptoms. Superintendent Beresford Williams, leading the charge for Kingston Central, says the team has been collaborating with the Health Ministry to mitigate the spread. SSP Lindsay says the inmates are recovering.
Things are under control and the treatment is working and the procedures that they are adopting, they will just continue to ensure that they do what they are guided to do by the ministry.
Swine flu, also known as H1N1, presents with flu-like symptoms to include fever, cough, sore throat, and fatigue. It can lead to severe respiratory illnesses and is transmitted through airborne pathogens. Health authorities have conducted other tests since the first diagnosis at the lockup 2 weeks ago. They have confirmed no new cases since and say the event at Kingston Central is an isolated incident. However, Superintendent Lindsay could not confirm the cause of the outbreak, nor any plans to address overcrowding, which at least one health professional has suggested may have initiated the outbreak to begin with. The Kingston Central Lock-Up is no stranger to controversy. In December 2014, the Health Department ordered the lock-up shut over health concerns. It was again ordered closed in 2018. Our news team contacted the National Security Ministry for an update on that matter, but we were told we would likely not receive a comment until Friday. Sources also revealed that health authorities were present at a meeting with the Minister of National Security today, discussing the matter. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Over the past 3 days, high school students in the corporate area, predominantly males, have been embroiled in a series of violent altercations. The escalating violence has heightened concerns over student safety in schools and on the streets. As tensions rise, so too do the anxieties of other students and stakeholders. Celine Campbell reports.
From the classrooms involving teachers and now to the streets, high school students, particularly males, have engaged in an ongoing 3-day brawl, eerily similar to incidents last year. The incidents reportedly started over a female student on Monday in the Halfway Tree Transport Centre. The videos making rounds on social media feature students from prominent high schools to include Kingston College, Calabar, Queen's, Campion College and Mona High. Board Chairman for Calabar High, Reverend Carl Henlin, says the violence among students is sadly a reflection of how society deals with conflicts.
So what we have seen over these days is unacceptable and regretful, but we should not be surprised because the nature of the society in which we live is one in which violence seems to be the order of the day.
In the latest fight said to have taken place on Wednesday, a male student had sustained injuries to his side, seemingly not life-threatening. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Leighton Johnson, says he's unaware of any further injuries sustained by students. He's, however, condemning the brawl and joins Henlin's call for better conflict resolution.
We have become a really violent society. And of course, students or children live what they learn. This is what they see in our society on a daily basis. As a nation, we have resorted to violence or violent means in really dealing with our conflicts or issues. And this is something that as a nation we have to, come together to speak with one voice in eradicating.
Meanwhile, the Mona High School has closed for the rest of the week following the series of fights. CVM News understands that some students are fearing for their own safety simply because of their association with a particular school. Meanwhile, calls for stronger intervention from members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, and the society at large are intensifying.
All of us have a role to mold our young people because we ought to be dreadfully frightened of what is ahead of us if our children at this stage are responding in the way they're doing.
So we would want our state agencies, the police officers, as best as possible to be patrolling these areas, the bus stops, the areas where students congregate to get transportation to and from school, have and maintain a presence in these spaces.
The Ministry of Education has since intervened and is currently in dialogue with principals from the affected schools. Celine Campbell for CVM News.
And a heated confrontation between a Westmoreland man and a woman from neighbouring Hanover ended tragically in what locals are describing as an act of self-defence. Dead is 39-year-old Lavis Mullings, while the alleged attacker and ex-boyfriend of the suspect is now in police custody. Trisha Gay Kelly reports.
Another relationship gone wrong, this time in Ramble, Hanover. According to the Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, at approximately 11:40 a.m., 39-year-old Lavis Mullings, otherwise called Maffy, visited his supposed ex-girlfriend's home in Chichester, Ramble, where an altercation ensued. The female reportedly stabbed Mullings multiple times, after which he was rushed to the hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. CVM News caught up with Moncrief Leslie, a justice of the peace, who shared his knowledge of the situation.
I visited the family and I was speaking with them as a matter of domestic issues where the relationship has soured. And I know the father went and took the girl from Westmoreland sometime earlier in the week, and she came and resided with them, and then the young man followed them back up this way and continued with the beating of the young lady.
With domestic disputes continuing to plague society, Leslie urges individuals, especially young men, to desist from resorting to violence.
And I'm urging young men, when the relationship goes sour, just leave it alone, because you're on the mark or the female might be in jail. It doesn't make any sense. So it is better to separate and seek guidance and counseling from other senior people within here, because here it is now. You will leave from Savlamar and come as far as Chichester. Come get your dead.
Meanwhile, efforts to locate the suspect's family this afternoon proved futile. However, locals say the young woman acted in self-defense, citing a number of alleged abusive encounters with the now deceased. The female, who remains unidentified, is currently in police custody. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
Do stay with us. CVM News at 7 returns in just a moment.
CVM News at 7 Headlines Thursday, brought to you by Guardian Life. Live secure, live easy.
The best Burger King with the best tasting burger under the sun. You deserve the best, you are number one. Best. Flame grilling, juicy whopper, cause you deserve it. Yeah, next level, awesome, that's how we serve it. Mama menu done your way, got the taste rules every day. Flame grilled goodness, you deserve it. Great taste, well done. More flavor, fresh fun. Burger King, best tasting burger under the sun.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
See the thing there, Bridging. Boss, me not drive no vehicle with no white plate for carry, no passenger.
No man, everything Chris Bridging. The vehicle have registration, fitness and insurance.
Well, it might have all of that. But what about road license and PPV insurance? Me just want to know say my thing legit. So me not have to play no puss and dog with the law. You get what me say, boss?
Operators of illegal taxis. Under Section 61 of the Road Traffic Act, if you're caught operating illegal public transport, the vehicle may be seized and upon conviction, you could be fined up to $125,000. Further, the owner of the vehicle may be charged for aiding and abetting the offense. Legalize your activities now. A message from the Transport Authority, regulating with vision.
Welcome back. Stakeholders in the St. Catherine North Police Division were officially introduced to the new commanding officer, Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, earlier this week. Superintendent Nicholson brings a wealth of experience and a commitment to community engagement to his new role. His appointment marks a significant step in strengthening the partnership between law enforcement and the community. He addressed a stakeholders forum at the Philippa Baptist Church in Spanish Town under the theme Enhancing Collaborative Justice.
I am not asking you to come out of your position of your district. So if you're living in Kingston, that's the one I'm expecting to be at Kingston. It's within your space, the police station that serves your space. It's not for you to come to Spanish Town. So I don't expect the man from above to be coming down. If you understand what I mean. So this is really within your space. But we want to make, what we're trying to do is make a facility for those of you who come to the station to render services which you do from time to time, to include warrants, to include signing of bill bonds, to include signing of declaration forms and so forth. So we want to make a facility where it is available. So that's the reason. It's not for you to be available to everybody. It is for you to render the service that is required in that space. That's what it is about. All right?
Senate President Tom Tavares Finson says no one is above scrutiny. His latest comment follows the demand for an apology by former House Clerk Valerie Curtis over a letter sent to her by the House Speaker. Now, the Senate President also insists tenure is no safeguard against criticism. Here's Ramon Gordon with that update.
Curtis is not above reproach. That's according to Senate President Tom Tavares Finson, who's ostensibly thrown his support behind the House Speaker's decision to withhold an apology for the now infamous letter of reprimand. Earlier this week, Curtis had stated that nothing short of an apology would suffice for the event she claims caused her considerable personal harm. However, the Senate President contends that no one is above criticism.
Long service is something that we admire, but it does not put a person beyond reproach. The clerk was reprimanded in relation to a matter that the Speaker was of the view warranted such a reprimand. I have become increasingly alarmed at the politicization of the issues relating to the Speaker of the House and the former Clerk of the House.
The letter in question outlines allegations against Curtis without offering substantiating evidence. It followed pushback from the opposition in Parliament, who had asked for a status on special reports rumoured at the time to be before the House. Holness had denied the presence of any such reports, much to the bemusement of the Auditor General, who had been sent back the very reports in question. Despite glaring conflicts, Vincent contends there's no love lost.
I know that the Speaker and the former clerk do not have a poisonous relationship. They do not. I have no animosity towards Miss Curtis. I'm the one that recommended her to take over the role of Speaker. I'm the one that recommended her for her national honor.
Despite past commendations, the Senate President did not champion an extension of Curtis's tenure this time around. He says it's time for a new age.
Parliament needs a new and more progressive approach. I was surprised to know that the software that was being used by the Parliament was bootlegged. So we need a new approach in the Parliament.
Holness paid tribute to Curtis a day after the letter of reprimand went public. In it, the House Speaker praised the former clerk for her strong work ethic, sound organizational skills, and keen attention to detail. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
2 years after the owner of a parcel of land housing the Savlamar bus park announced his intention to reclaim and develop the property, scores of bus and taxi operators are battling fresh concerns ahead of relocation. Trisha Kelly reports.
Public transport operators in Savlamar, Westmoreland were previously informed of a move to relocate them sometime in the future. The future is now days away, but the bus and taxi operators have questions. How will they all fit in the new facility? They, however, understand why they have to move, even if it means more congestion in the new space, one they've been in before.
This is a more larger venue than what I am moving to. And not only that, I guess never have more traffic, more congestion up here. So that's one thing, because to be honest, you know, to analyze one time, you have to move right, you have to move more people right about now.
One taxi operator is, however, countering his colleague's belief that the new location won't accommodate the number of vehicles. Omar says those sharing that view lack experience.
There were more buses at that time. But look, in my part now you only see 3 mobile buses. You probably see 1 ton bus, you probably see 1 mandeville bus. Back then you used to have like 4 or 5 mandeville buses, probably almost 50 at months of your bus in my park.
The land is owned by an attorney who informed our news team he has plans to construct a major development which will contribute to the enhancement of the town. Savlamar's mayor Dan Reed-Alancy explains the land was leased to the government, hence they went searching for an alternative. He, however, reasons the prices were exorbitant.
Next best option was to go back to Bedford Street, where we were operating a transport center years ago. The space is not as much as where we are currently, but we have to try and make do with what we have.
According to the mayor, things should run smoothly come next week, as the operators have agreed with the idea of having some vehicles outside the facility if necessary. Trisha G. Kelly, CVM News.
Do stay with us for the business segment with Andrew Lately coming up after the break.
Embrace a new standard of luxury with a 2025 GWM Haval at 2024 prices. Elevate your driving experience with our sleek designs and intelligent safety, crafted for you to go with more. 2 free payments, 1 year free insurance, free petrol, 3-year service, 6 years warranty, and you guessed it, more. Offer valid at Stewart's Automotive Group, South Camp Road, Kingston, and Iron Shore, Mo Bay. Hurry, follow GWM Jamaica's conditions apply.
SuperMed Family of Pharmacies, your trusted partner in health and wellness for over 30 years, with 8 convenient pharmacies across Eastern Jamaica. SuperMed Mall Pharmacy, SuperMed New Kingston, SuperMed Pepine, SuperMed Port Antonio Pharmacies 1 and 2, Claire's St. Mary, Lloyd's St. Thomas, and a convenient drive-through at our Hughenden location where you can get your medication without leaving your car. We're dedicated to providing you with the highest level of care. Experience the difference with SuperMed Family of Pharmacies. Super happy, super healthy.
And you go down and have a good day. Blessing. SuperMed.
I feel with Fosca, made in Jamaica. Porridge, oats, oatmeal, cornmeal with banana.
Yo, proud of we culture, yes, we love pasta. Only for protein, good source of fiber.
Made in Jamaica, we love with Fosca.
We have to prosper with our pasta. Good for the sugar level and the blood pressure.
Love my family, me love my Fosca. I feel with Fosca, I feel with Fosca. We love with Fosca, I feel with Fosca.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Report. I'm Andrew Laidley. Battery electric vehicle drivers in Jamaica, including Tesla owners, will now have a local service option. This following a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between Tropical Mobility, an electric vehicle dealer which is majority owned by Tropical Battery, and Santo Domingo-based Zero Emission RD. Under the terms of the MOU, Zero Emission RD and Tropical Mobility will cooperate on training and technical support to facilitate the delivery of world-class service on Tesla vehicles in Jamaica. Zero Emission RD is one of the leading electric vehicle dealer and service center in the Dominican Republic since the company was founded in 2016 and a major proponent of the shift to sustainable transport solutions. In the neighboring Caribbean country, the company has sold nearly 700 EVs over the past 8 years, including more than 320 Tesla models. At least one real estate firm is beefing up its presence across the island to take advantage of the booming real estate market. Remax Jamaica has indicated that the high number of new roadways is a leading cause of its expansion initiatives. New highways and roads are making it easier for commuters to traverse parts of the island which before now required navigating rocky terrains riddled with potholes. Roger Williams, CEO of Spectrum Group, which acquired Remax Elite Realty and Remax Jamaica 2 years ago, now disclosing that the infrastructural development is leading to more buildings being erected, which is good for his business.
The real estate market in Jamaica is evolving rapidly. A big driver of that is the development of these superhighways that we have been seeing and enjoying over the last few years. That has opened up markets, real estate markets in Jamaica, and has given us the insight to be able to say, well, we need to also grow with this opportunity.
With that said, the company has already started to establish new offices around the island.
Up to a year ago, we really had, for most of those 15 years, 2 offices, one in Kingston, one in Montego Bay. Today, or over the last, say, 6 weeks, we opened 3 new offices, one in Portmore, one in Draxall, and one Shortwood Road, not too far from here in Kingston. And the next 4 or so weeks, we're going to be opening one in Negril.
And that's not all. Williams disclosed that Remax is taking proactive steps to ensure they have boots on the ground in areas which demonstrate significant real estate development prospects.
We're not stopping there. The developments are creating opportunities all across the island. So within the next 12 months, we'll be opening additional offices through franchising primarily in Trelawney, St. Mary, and Manchester. And even though we don't have it firmly on our roadmap right now, what we have been seeing in St. Thomas is forcing us to go back to the planning board and said, we need to take a look here.
Now, the Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, intervened in the foreign exchange market for a 4th time this month. Using its Be-Fix-It flash intervention tool, the central bank sold $30 million to authorized dealers and select cambios today. That brings the total injection since the start of the month to $120 million. Now, the BOJ's repeated interventions in the foreign exchange market is an indication that the central bank believes foreign exchange availability is limited. The interventions are intended to avoid rapid and disorderly depreciation in the exchange rate. BOJ restricted the price at which Be-Fix-It participants could resell the intervention funds to a maximum spread of 20 cents on the buy price. The central bank also stipulated that resale recipients are limited to end users, which are non-financial commercial client entities that are funding obligations for essential goods and services. 6 banks and 4 cambios were successful at today's auction. And that's your business report. Up next is your market summary, and do stay tuned for more CVM news at 7 with Curlin and Stephen after the break.
civil servant, we know that